I have to start Instagram here too because I haven't prepared it yet. I had it. Hi, guys. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Here we are back with my beautiful, the most beautiful family in the world, Samba family live. How are you guys doing tonight, everyone? I want to say hi to each one of you individually. Woo. Sure. That's me talking. Just a second. Let me turn this off here. Every time I go to Instagram, I hear myself. Tony and Didi, what are the big news for tonight?
The big news?
What do we have going on at Samba Red River?
It's been a busy week, but I really don't have any. Huh?
The updates.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Arya had us off.
Yeah, I have a little bit of technical difficulties here today, you guys. Sorry.
No, everything's good. Just been a busy 2 weeks, recovering from the long trip to the last show, but everything's good. Been super busy at the shop. Just haven't, of course, we haven't done much on the kennels yet. Just kind of letting the cement settle in and getting things prepared to get things ready. We got working with a guy to do the heat and air conditioning in there. We'll do the air conditioning first so that the dogs have somewhere to get in out of the weather or out of the heat anyway. But it's in the process.
Vito, how are you?
Wonderful. Just another day in paradise. Had to dust off another obnoxious shirt some ex-girlfriend bought me. But this one has one of my dogs on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Fancy.
Look at you all fancy. How's Flex?
Oh man, I'm a little sad because he's not looking like a cute puppy anymore. He's starting to get kind of creature looking.
What? Come on now.
He's getting thick looking.
He's gonna grow up, Vito.
I know. I think he's gonna be big.
I'm
He
sure.
was just so little and cute. Now he's just
Hey guys, I'm having a little trouble here because I am listening to you guys twice. So please forgive me for some technicalities here that we're having. I'm going to try to fix it, but I'll let you guys do the talking while I'm trying to fix it, okay? It's here on my end only.
there's a comment that we're freezing up. Says you all are freezing up.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
I hear everybody okay. I haven't seen any freezing.
I don't know who's freezing. It's hotter than hell in here. I just told Didi, I said, we're going to have to get a fan now. We had a used AC unit put in a couple years ago, and it is the loudest thing you've ever heard.
Hey, it works.
It works tremendous. It works very, very nice, but it is loud.
It's loud.
It kicks on, and even the dogs are like, "What is that? What is that?" Sounds like an airplane. Sounds like an airplane coming over the house.
I have yet to turn my air conditioner on this year.
Oh, you lucky.
Golly.
You are lucky.
I live in the woods, so my house is pretty shaded. But it's got pretty hot. It's been hot this year, a couple days, although it's been great lately.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Hi, Ryan.
What's up?
I don't know why the camera decided to show me.
Yes.
You're closer than normal.
Oscar, how you doing?
Oscar?
He's muted.
I think Mama's having some typical.
I'm doing great.
Good.
I have to tell you guys, Nebula is gone.
Hey, remember we're live.
Did you
Say it again?
I said, remember we're live, whatever you're fixing to tell us.
Oh, we're live. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah.
Don't tell us.
That's fine. He might
Warning.
be. He might be watching us. The buyer.
Yeah.
Because that's how he find out too that we were selling her. But yeah, she's she's gone, and she's gonna be gone first time in the morning.
Yes.
So it's gonna be. I feel a little. Even that it's short time, is like
Oh yeah.
we
It's
both
hard.
shoot first times on
Yeah.
everything.
They tend to grow on you, huh?
Yeah, we sleep together a couple of nights with
Yeah.
the puppies.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
getting ready for that tomorrow. And yeah, I feel a little emotional. Yeah.
Where
Is
where
she
is she
staying in
going?
Florida?
No,
Is she
she's
staying in
going
Florida?
to Mississippi, I guess, next to New York. I guess no, it's Philadelphia. What's the state next to New York?
Massachusetts?
Pennsylvania is Philadelphia's in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah, it's going to Pennsylvania.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but it's going to a really really good hands. I was talking to this guy before I decide to let him take her, and he seems pretty good, pretty nice. He said he got like
Nice.
5 acres land over there for her, and she don't has too many dogs. So what I know so far, he only has one more, and then it's gonna be Nebula. So most probably she's gonna be the girl of the house. So
Nice.
I'm glad of that because Nebula is really good. She's gonna be an amazing pet after another litter because he's gonna do another litter.
Gotcha.
But yeah. And puppies growing. Tomorrow is the ear cropping day, and yeah, everything is good.
How many puppies do you have left there, Oscar?
Available? I have four, three males, one female,
Gotcha.
and I had seven right now because three we had to wait because going for Europe and waiting for the
Yes.
Rangers vaccination and that. But they're gonna be gone next month, probably in 30 days.
Yeah.
Those are the one I'm doing the ear cropping because the
Mhm.
customer asked for it, and yeah, but everything else is really nice. It's perfect.
Good. Good.
Yeah. How was the updates, Tony?
Monday, the what?
The updates you did, the concrete, the kennels. How is that working now? How is the change from having them all spread out and now in their place?
Well, we're still working. The concrete's completely done, but we're still working. I have to get the AC put inside in the shop before we can move them in there. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
when they come outside, there's not going to be any shade at all. So they're going to have to be able to get inside and get. Yeah, we thought about putting a cover over it, but I think we'd like to let them be able to get some sunshine and stuff like that. And then if the weather gets bad or it gets too hot, they can go inside and get the AC. So we're still working on it, but it's coming together slowly. We're excited about it, but we're in the process of moving the kennels over. And then, like I said, Dee Dee's cousin-in-law, he does heat and air, so we got him going to come over and take a look at it and see what we might need. So it's
Cool.
it's in the process.
Nice.
But excited.
You guys saw the updates we make in the website?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, Dee Dee looked at it. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
Yeah, it's looking
looks
pretty
really
good
good.
now.
I
Really,
like
really nice.
the puppy pictures. Your puppies are pretty.
Yeah. I'm gonna send to Aurea some updated pictures, high quality. So because they change every week. Like they pop and some
Yeah.
of them I lost. I don't know if I should say this, but no, yeah, I can. I lost the little colors of two or three, I guess. They were
Hi
lost.
guys, I'm back.
Good.
And I was checking on them, and they some of them already grow more, some of them their heads grow more. So I'm kind of confused, but it took me a little bit to find out which one was it. which color, you know, if they just grow and they look different, bigger, or you know.
You guys hear the echo?
Yeah, yeah. It's a really bad echo, Aria.
As soon
An
as Ari
echo?
came back.
As soon as you came back, it started echoing.
Really? Let me get out and I'll come back, okay? Because everything here is okay. I was actually having an audio problem. I was listening to everybody twice, but then
No,
I figured out it was
yours,
my
yours
notebook.
sounds clear and not. It's just all of us now that's echoing, but yours sounds clear and not echoing.
I don't hear you guys echoing, but I will leave and I'll come back.
Maybe turn it down some, you think?
Turn down.
Maybe the volume a little bit.
I have an automatic adjustment, so it shouldn't echo. Let me see, echo cancellation. Is it better? Can you speak now?
It is.
Yours sounds good.
Is it us now? That's better.
I think much better right there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys aren't
that's-
echoing now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I turned off the echo cancellation. Hey everyone, good evening. I'm sorry that I had to leave you guys for a few minutes. We had some technicalities, but I'm happy to be back. And I think that everybody, if you guys have any issues with the audio or with the video, just let us know and we'll try to figure this out. I feel like a technical person right now. That I'm actually in charge of this. It's such a responsibility. You have no idea because it's all in my hands. If something goes wrong, I have to fix it. You know, like when you go to parties, like a wedding, and they have like the DJ that it's playing music for everybody, and then the families are dancing, and then all of a sudden you hear like a loud woo, and everybody goes like this. That's my responsibility. That's how I feel right now. Guys, we had a busy, super busy week, at least here at Samba. And I'm sure that every one of you guys, because I still have a lot of puppies here. We have a lot of keepers that we are trying to decide which ones are the ones that we are keeping and which ones we are leaving. I just updated our website. Me and Samba South, Lauren, we had a really hard time figuring out which ones we were keeping, and we've made our decisions. Not yet final, right, Lauren? But almost final.
I mean, almost. I feel like we're keeping 5.
Yeah, it's hard because I just want you to understand the importance of this litter that we were able to register as Brazilian Bull. I'm super happy. Thank you, ABKC, for that. These puppies, they are not only very important for the foundation of the breed in America and in the world, but also for the foundation of our program. Especially for me, I have an attachment to this litter because they are closed in claws, and it's a first time double claws litter. We have never done this before, and I'm so honored to have Samba South starting this project with her first Samba litter with a double claws. These babies, they are humongous. I was very impressed by the size. Their sizes that they were born were double the sizes that Klaus and Lily threw, Knuckles and Tetra and Vivi, for example. And these are big girls. We're talking 110-pound girls. So it is very crucial for us to make the right decision. But of course, we never make just the right decision, and some of the gems we let go. So if you're looking for a foundational start for your Brazilian Bull program, the breed that's going to take over the world in 2026, 2027, listen to my words. I manifest, because I've already manifested that what I was going to do was going to be huge in 2020, and here we are. And what is about to come, you have no idea. And if you love breeding and you love this type of dogs, now is the time to be in it. And we have 2 beautiful litters with my partners, Oscar from Samba, Florida, and Lauren with a double claws litter. Mind you, Samba, Florida has Nebula, Viet Shark, Gargoyle. I think that my master Vito is perfect to talk a little bit about Nebula's blood, and Vitello. So those babies are going to be huge. They're already changing a lot, aren't they, Oscar? Yeah, look at them.
Oh, wow.
They're beautiful. Look at the chest and the power. These babies, they change so fast. And not differently than the Puma puppies with Knuckles, which they're both son and daughter of Klaus. And I'm very, very impressed. And my baby's here also from Tetra and Tractor. I really had a hard time keeping. I decided to let go of the black tri-boy. He was my pick at the beginning, but I ended up choosing another couple of them, and I'm gonna let him go for a very reasonable value for the ones that want to start with a tractor son. But we have so many options. We have Tractor and Tetra. We have Cafeína and Monbrusos. I only have one female from the litter. Actually, I have two females. I don't have any boys left. Oh no, I have the black boy that is my keeper. I might let him go, but I'm charging a very high price because I don't really want to let him go and then, regret it. And Lauren has beautiful puppies with Puma and Knuckles. They're all on the website. Please check our website, sambakennels.com. View our puppies. And we also have a couple of options for left for Oscar puppies. And
This
who's
one is
the
barking
next?
at me right now.
What's that?
This one is barking at me right now. Oh,
Was that the one? We can't really see. Oh, and there it is.
She's barking right now. This is from right now.
Oh,
She's
this
right
is
there
like your
behind the
camera.
screen, yeah.
Okay. Now, who do you guys think is going to be the next Samba litter? Which branch, Vito or Red River? After us,
Red River.
Red River.
I think Red River.
I don't know. I feel like Red River's coming, but I also know that Vito's got some females that are quickly coming of age. So
Well, no, Oscar. Florida is the
Actually,
next one.
I'm the next one, right?
Yes, but
Yeah,
don't
I'm
say
the
it
next
yet.
one.
It's a surprise one. We have to do the X-ray first because it's
But
going to
mine
be
is already confirmed.
but it's a small litter and it's going to be very selective. And I don't even think I'm going to let you sell any of those because those are too special. We
But
might
I'm
just keep
next
them
to
in
that.
the family.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, let me say good evening to everybody that's sending us messages here today. Happy Thursday to all the Samba Brazilian Bully Coalition. Let me show this. Happy Thursday to all the Samba Brazilian Bully Coalition and all of your subscribers and followers. Let's go, old school Nick. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And did you know that IBC used to be called International Bully Coalition? That was the original name, International Bully Coalition. But then they changed that for International Breed Certificate. And I told them, why certificate? It doesn't make sense. It should be like International Breed Certification, maybe. Mm-hmm. So I told them to try to change that. We'll see. Who is here? Didi, have it? Oh, yeah, we're having technical problems. Now it's solved. Hello, everyone. Enrique, I heard you got a beautiful baby girl. How is she doing, Enrique? Let us know. We're all freezing up. Hi, Miss Samba. Hello. Hello, Brody. Hey, he's coming in and out.
I don't think she went live on
How are we doing tonight? Stuart Flag. Hey, Stuart, how's it going? Stuart is our friend from Royal Dog Chain. Lemoras Village. Diego, nice to see you here. Diego, hey, fam. Lauren, all good here, you guys. Gearing up for that amazing show coming up. Oh, yes, we have a beautiful show coming up in Arkansas. Is that the one you're referring to, Lauren?
No, I was responding to Stuart. They've got that big show coming up. Not this coming weekend, but the next one.
Yes, and I will be so unfortunate to say here that I'm probably not going to be able to go. I was trying to go, but my daughter's graduation that I thought it was going to be during the day, it's going to be at 8 at night. And the flights in the morning are not going to make it. I'm not going to be able to make it on time to be there because the flight options are very, very, like I would have to get there at 2 in the afternoon and then come back at 4 in the afternoon. and I have my family coming from Brazil. I think I'm not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. Just a bad timing, because I have family coming from Brazil for the graduation, and they're going to arrive one day before, Now that you came back, it's echoing bad. Yes, we solved that, I think. Everybody hearing okay now?
It all sounds good here. Yep.
Yes, good evening. I saw you there, Stuart. I already said this Royal Dog Chains they are sponsoring the Samba dogs. I have some beautiful chains from them. All of the videos that you see, my puppies and my adults with the Samba Kennels chain, it's from Royal Dog Chains. Thank you so much, Stuart, for sponsoring the Samba dogs. And here we are. I am not seeing, I lost Instagram when I was having difficulties here, but I'm going to try to get back on it. Let's see if I can. Because, like I said, okay, we are live. I just don't know where to go to see the messages here. Just a second, you guys. I see Lauren is live, so I believe that we're also live on Instagram. I'm sorry, I was not watching the beginning when I was having difficulties here, and you guys were talking about Samba Red River's renovation. How is that going for you, Tony?
It's a little bit on the slow side right now. Like I said, we have all the concretes done, and the drains put in. I think it's going to be amazing the way he built it. We were originally just going to buy some drains that I guess you can buy these plastic drains with metal covers that go over it for like at Home Depot or something. He said you could buy, and
yeah.
I couldn't find anything that was wide enough that I thought was wide enough. And he said, well, I can build it, and then we'll just put metal grates over it. So that's what we wound up doing. So I'm excited for it. He's got a drain between the building and the outside concrete. So I think it's going to turn out really good. But like I was saying, Dee Dee's cousin-in-law, I guess you could say, is her cousin's husband, does heat and air conditioning. So he's going to come over and give us an idea of what we might need to heat and air the shop for the inside area. So, but yeah, it's a little bit slow going. Like Dee Dee said earlier, we've been crazy busy the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's just nonstop. And then with the show, I think I got in at 4:30 in the morning, and then just overslept Sunday, and it just started from there behind. But everything's good. We're excited about it.
Busy is good. I'm happy that you guys are busy. I'm super busy too because of everything going on here. We have family coming over. We have graduation. So I have to, try to organize the house for everybody to stay, and don't have enough rooms for everybody, but we're going to figure out. Yeah. There's always room for family, right?
What day did she graduate, Nadia?
On the 22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yeah. Lauren is coming, right, Lauren?
Coming where?
To the graduation?
Yes. To Manuela's?
Yes. You guys are welcome to come too if you want. It's going to be a little late on Friday, but you're always welcome to come because I think it's open. I don't think there's like...
You said Friday at 8 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
We'll put it on the calendar.
Oh.
Well, I have a question here from Jason Mondesio. Jason Mendes, CEO. Oh, I got it. Jason Mendes, CEO. ¿Cómo registrar un Brazilian Bull con registro IBC en ABKC? It is very simple for you to register a Brazilian Bull IBC to ABKC. All you have to do is go to their website. You have to have the papers on your name, and you just have to go to single register a dog on online services. Go to online services, single register a dog, fill out the application, pay the fee, take a picture of the pedigree front and the back, and then you have to also send a picture of the dog from the side and from the front. It has to be IBC, Brazilian Bull, or Pit Monster. They're still accepting the older papers that used to be called Pit Monsters. That's the same. So you pay a fee. I don't remember the fee because I don't work at ABKC, but I remember that there's a fee because I've done quite a few of them. I think it's around $85 with the rush fee, and you get it in like 2 or 3 days as long as it's approved. But all the information, it's on the ABKC Dogs website. Okay, I hope I answered your question.
Now you have to tell it in Spanish. He asked in Spanish.
I'm gonna try to quickly explain in Spanish. My Spanish is terrible. Do you want to say it?
I think Oscar said he would.
No. Okay. I will try. Me voy a intentar. Tienes que ir al web sitio de ABKC, registrar un único perro, adherir las fotos del perro de frente y de perfil, y también la form que tiene que preencher, no sé cómo se habla preencher, y pagar una fee, y está listo. Necesita del pedigrí y adherir con las fotos, y simplemente como 3 días lo terá.
Yo lo
Is
hice.
it good?
Sí, es bien fácil. Es bien
Mi
fácil.
portugués, mi
Escribes
portuñol. I say that I speak portuñol. It's a mixture of Portuguese with Spanish.
Yes. That's like Spanglish.
Spanglish, yes. How is everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing good? Vito, how are you doing?
I'm great.
You look good in those. I love your new shirts.
Oh yeah, I've had these for a long time. I don't wear them. A girl I used to date bought me this one.
He has a bulldog?
This has my famous dog, BMJ, dual grand champion.
Oh, she made it for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know where she got it, but that's the good memory of her.
It's very sweet. Hey, look who we have here. La Genética No Miente. I've done a live for them. Saludos desde El Salvador, Samba Kennels. Gracias, mis amigos de El Salvador. Thank you so much, El Salvador, for being here with us tonight. What else? Miss Samba, how do you stack a dog is my question. Hey, it's been 20 years of practice. One day I will make a video on how to stack a dog. A lot of people ask me how to stack a dog. That's Brody, my little friend.
Maybe you can have a class. Maybe you can have a class
Yes.
for the lives. Yeah.
Yes. After Kat from Bossy Kennels called me the stack master, I can say I'm proud of myself. I say, hey, if she thinks I'm stack. Yes. No, and the funny thing is, I hate showing dogs. Like I get so nervous that I screw up all the time. I think it's a hard job to do. You know, I'm very critical. Like I'm very critical of stacking my own dogs, and I get nervous and I screw up. Hey, Miss Lauren, how are you doing, hon?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Everybody's good. Just busy.
I'm staying muted because the puppies are being loud still.
I can hear them.
Yeah, only for a minute.
They're growing, right? They're growing.
They're huge.
Yeah.
They're absolutely huge. That the blue male especially. I've got two, the royal, which is the black male, and then the blue male are he was 25 pounds on Monday, the blue dog was, and then the black dog was almost 23.
Holy smokes.
They're growing. Probably, yeah, I mean, they are only 11 weeks old. They're probably growing still 2 to 3 pounds a week right now. They're just, it's crazy. I did want to say hi to Enrique Ruiz. He was on earlier. He got his female from us today. She got to him. He sent me some pictures. He's very happy with her. He's trying to pick out a name. If y'all follow him, I don't know if any of my has him on their Facebook or Instagram, but he's posting pictures of her and stuff. He got that big black tri female. So I just wanted to say hey, and I hope that he loves her as much as we did. Hey Enrique, I see it. I see your comment. Yeah, she was such a sweet girl. So I hope that he really loves her. She's going to be amazing.
That's good. And we also sent one to Jeremiah.
We did Illinois. So Enrique's in Michigan. Jeremiah's in Illinois, and he should be there tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, he's not there yet. That's right.
No, because they dropped her in Michigan, and so they've got to go from Michigan to Illinois now. So
nice. Yeah, I have a puppy going to Tennessee this week. The sable female from Cafeína and Monbrusos. Guys, those puppies, they are huge. They are like, I don't know, they don't stop growing. They're very big. So since we're here, now I was finally able to connect my Instagram account I want to show you guys the new website. Well, not really new. We're still working on it, but I think it's worth showing just because. Let me see here. Where are we?
yeah.
I want to show you guys how we put our new banner up. Look at this beautiful banner. It's gorgeous. Do we have the most beautiful studs in the world or what? Look at this picture. Look at these guys. I mean, what a dream team, huh? So basically I just changed, this, and then we updated all the puppies with their prices because now everybody has made their picks already, and we have selected our keepers. I'm still working on some technicalities here because I don't want people to come here and buy a puppy. You're not allowed to buy a puppy from the website. But this was the best way that I found temporarily to do it. I have my designer. She's on vacation, but she's going to redo it for me. But just so people know that we have chosen our picks. And I am going to bless a camp with one of the black puppies from Cafeína and Monbrusos because they're very special. But I already have Puma, and I already am keeping a boy, and I might let this girl go. I'm not, that's why I'm asking high prices, because I don't really want to let them go. But this girl, she is a beautiful foundational female. She's going to be gorgeous. Look at her face. Her expression is very old school. Yes. And imagine when this head pops, she's a beauty. And then we have Nebula Bitello. I put the banner, and then I leave here a little video for people to see, the puppies live. It's a little outdated, but at least they can see the puppies, what they look like. And then we have here the puppies. And this one has been sold already, so she's not available anymore. And we have 3 males. The second pick, white collar, he's gorgeous. And then if you click here, meet puppy, there's more information on the puppy. Well, no, that's not it. Wait. It should be here. There. You click on the picture, and then it gives you some information about the puppy and another picture. So I'm still figuring out how to not cut the pictures, but I'll get there sometime. The designer is going to fix it for me. But at least it's nice and clean. It's easy to navigate. I made a little fun thing here. Tractor and Tetras puppies. I got this. It's almost like a magazine, and I thought it was so cute. So it gave me, ChatGPT just gave me this little fun magazine cover. This is Chopin. Is that how you pronounce him? He's absolutely gorgeous. He's probably my second favorite. But I cannot keep all these these puppies, guys. I'm just overwhelmed with a lot of dogs here, so I have to let them go. The blue tri, the black tri, and this girl, she is a pet home. I decided that she doesn't qualify to be breeding, at least not today. Maybe if she changes in the future, but I'm going to let her go for a very reasonable price for a pet home. Very correct, amazing, intelligent, but she just doesn't, for me, she's just, not every dog is a breeding dog. So now we have these beautiful, gorgeous bears. Magnus, this is the blue tri that everybody is in love with. And I don't know why he's still around, because he's definitely one of my favorites. And he's still around because we didn't want to sell him, right, Lauren?
Yeah, we were holding on to him for a minute just to see.
Yeah, you know why he's still there.
Yes, and
It's
then
because he needs to go to Tony's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we were holding on. We were holding on to Lux and Augustus and Magnus. We were actually holding on to them because they are our favorites. And then, aside of the ones that we kept for real, this is one of my favorite boys right here, Apex. Look at the head type. I think he's gonna look like Klaus. This head type. Even though he looks a lot like Puma, but I think he's going to have Klaus head with more top scope. And that beautiful girl that I love, Astoria, I don't think we should sell her, but
I don't know that I can sell her. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, but yeah, it's just, we're just
They
selling them because of a limitation of space, you guys. We cannot
Right.
keep all of them,
Yeah.
But if
That's
I had
gonna
a
be-
huge facility now, and if we had like 20 branches all over the world, they would be going each one of them to a branch, because this quality of puppies.
I have a customer that is gonna confirm tomorrow for Royal.
For Royal,
Yeah.
look at
That
him.
would be amazing.
Look at the big
He's so
stones.
handsome. He's a big
He
boy.
is handsome. He reminds me of Puma when he was a baby. So that's it. This is the news, the new website. I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what we have going on here. Mind you, we had almost 50 puppies altogether, the 4 litters, and they're almost all gone. So that's it. Now let's talk about the Brazilian Bulls revolution. Vito, I'm gonna let you talk to us about this amazing topic that you love so much. Did you guys know that Vito Alu is the CEO of the Brazilian Bull Nation Facebook group? And it's growing, bro. It's growing.
Yeah, I think we're like 4,500 or something, over 4,000.
So
That's
quick.
amazing.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, that's great. That's a great sign that we have a lot of enthusiasts of the breed and new breeders. And I'm having a lot of people reach out to us, and they're after this breed. Everybody is really in love with it. And like I said, the more you see them, the more you love them. It's crazy. Oh, I do have an announcement. Forgot.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Hello? We have one more announcement.
What do you got?
Let me see. Vito is going to be excited.
These always make me nervous.
What?
I said these always make me nervous.
What?
Waiting for your announcement.
Oh, my announcements. Yeah. And I always say that I have, guys, Samba family can tell you this. I never tell them that I'm going to announce something. Like, it's a surprise for them too, Let me see here.
That's why we get so nervous.
Are you importing another male?
No, not really. Well, we just got Veyron. Now he's officially Samba Kennels Brazil. He's in Brazil, but he belongs to Samba family. So,
Nice.
oh shoot, I forgot to show you guys.
Byron.
I'm not sharing the screen. Just a sec.
So he's going to stay in Brazil?
If If you don't know who he is, this is it. For now, he will stay in Brazil. He will stay in Brazil.
Golly.
I love him. He looks so
Yes.
much like
Mandibula.
Mandibula.
Yes. So Varen
Amazing boy.
from Overall Bulls, thank you so much. He is officially Samba Kennels Brazil. My partner and friend Rodolfo in Brazil, the CEO of Samba Brazil, just purchased him. And of course, he's going to do some work with him over there. But as soon as he's ready, he's coming to the US. Look at this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And him, we will be studying out. Of course, mandibula, he is closed, but this boy, we will be studying out.
He looks amazing.
Yeah, he's a beautiful boy. He's one of the best mandibula sons for sure. Oh, and that's it. Let's see. We have a few more questions here. Nice banner. Thank you, Enrique. Heroes. I saw my friends Heroes in California, and great looking pups. Thank you so much. I love Heroes family. And I told them that they're going to be a guest. I already told you guys this. We have to put together an episode for them to be here with us and talk about their experiences traveling around the country, visiting kennels. What do you think about Grand Champion Apollo? You guys want to talk about Apollo?
I think he's beautiful. We saw him.
Yeah, I think we
saw him at Nationals, and then we saw him at the Jungle, and he is a phenomenal dog.
For sure.
Yeah.
Vito, do you remember Apollo?
Yeah, I saw him first time in Bloomington last year when he took Shake.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were side by side. We shared the booth almost.
Yeah. He's one of the nicest XL American bullies I've seen, and he's
I agree.
clean.
Yeah, I was gonna say that for me, Apollo is one of the best dogs when it comes to breed type. I have not seen one that compares to him in the XL lane yet. I have seen beautiful dogs, but I think that Apollo is breed type all day long.
100%. It's an amazing looking dog.
Hello from Oregon. Congratulations on the new chapter. Fuerza American Bulldogs. Thank you. Raul, what is the name of the website? If you were it's the Samba Kennels, the one that you see here on the screen, www.sambakennels.com, if that's what you're talking about, or if you were talking about the ABKC, it's abkc.net, I think. abkcdogs.net. I don't know which website. We talked about two websites here today. So if it's the Samba Kennels puppies, it's sambakennels.com. And if it's about the registry, it's abkcdogs.net. Enrique, yes, he's very nice. Varen is very nice dog. He's a mandibula son. One of the best mandibula sons for sure. Adam Lavador. Apex is another outstanding stud. Apex, you mean, is that our puppy Apex or another or an adult? I'm not sure who he's talking about. And I'm waiting for you, Adam, to send me your contact so I can send you the t-shirt. That's it, you guys. Can you guys listen to somebody snoring here?
It's probably Riggs in the background.
It's Riggs.
He's right outside the door there.
No, I have mandibula snoring here.
Oh, you have one too? We have one right
Yeah, we have
there.
one over here too.
Yes. So Vito, you came up with the idea that we should talk about the revolution of the breed, and also talk about the genetics that make this breed so special, and any other aspects that made the breed, fire up the dog community in the last couple of years, not only in America, but all over the world, especially in Brazil. You know, the breed is always being big in Brazil, but it's been growing slowly. But since the recognition from international recognition, it's going crazy there. Like, you know, people are breeding better every day, and they're looking forward to show more dogs, better dogs. They're looking forward for the IBC show now coming up in August 15, that the Samba family is all going to be there, hopefully. That's where they're going to showcase the best Brazilian dogs in the world, or at least in Brazil, you know, that will be showcased at this show. So yeah, it is a big movement. It's been growing, like we talked about. But I think that Vito has some really nice points that he wants to talk about with us, and integrate some information with the audience. If you guys want to make some questions, we're here to talk about the Brazilian Bulls revolution. Do you want to introduce the topic, Vito? I'll give you the word.
Yeah, explaining the revolution. I mean, I had been trying to figure out how these dogs came about. So I study the pedigrees, but it's my hypothesis. I'm not, I certainly am not the authority in the breed, but I think there's a couple things that are just stunningly different than, and when I first got into it and you explained a little bit of what the breeding practices are and what I started studying pedigrees, you know, I kind of, like most traditional breeders, I was like, what are they doing? There's all these, you know, you explained to me the blood shock, which is outcross, the outcross. And normally when somebody says outcross, I immediately go to, yeah, they're necessary, but anytime you outcross, you just don't get consistency. And, you know, you kind of, in some ways, you're starting over a little bit. But in a new breed, and this breed doesn't just have one good dog or a couple or a few. I mean, they're consistently producing freaky monster muscle dogs. And I can't say it's just because they outcross, but I think it's just the original mix of blood. The one thing that drives me crazy on my board and other boards, I read different people talk about Brazilian dogs. A lot of times it's American bully people. And I've said it before, but I think people think that a Brazilian bull is just an XL American bully that somebody bred a muscular American bulldog to. And that's the farthest thing from what I've seen. At least I haven't seen it. As a matter of fact, the XL, from my research, the XL is just a fairly recent addition as an outcross. But, you know, traditionally breeders, they won't, won't register an F1. They won't, some of them won't allow a lot of different outcrossing and adding new blood, even though the Brazilian dogs only allow 4 different breeds that to be outcrossed to. But if you think about a new breed, you know, I don't know for sure, but like Bearzilla, let's say Bearzilla is the first standout dog with unique features that they've been trying to reproduce: the crazy head, the muscle, the proportions. What do you do when you're starting a new breed and you produce an outstanding example, but it's not an established breed? So you can't just line breed on a dog when there's a handful of dogs in the breed. So you have to have a plan. And I think that's where the Brazilians have been very progressive, you know, thinking outside the box. And it may seem common sense, but it's just not the way the world today is with breeding purebred dogs. You know, I think a huge thing is they allow you to be honest. You know, you just have those 4 breeds you can outcross to, and it's all recorded, and there's no reason to hang papers because it's okay. It's part of the deal. Whereas almost every breed of dog that and it's been happening, I'm sure, since the beginning of time. Somebody has tried to correct stuff by adding a different breed, but they have to lie about it. They have to. And the bad thing about that is then the next guy that's breeding, a poodle and finds out there's a curly coated retriever is a great grandmother or a grandmother. They just get it from left field. So with the Brazilian dogs, it's a different culture. It's okay. And I think what the strength of that is competition. If you do if you do an F1 breeding and it doesn't turn out, it doesn't have the features that would make somebody want a puppy off of it or want that dog, then nobody breeds to it. So competition is gonna, like everything, competition always seems to deliver the best results. It's when you give people a pass, or you start breeding dogs because, hey, I got this pedigree that is magic. It's a good pedigree. That means my dog's good, and that means my dog's going to produce good. That's not the way it goes. And a lot of people think, hey, you know what? Let's just breed an XL to an American Bulldog, and we'll get those Brazilian muscles too. It doesn't work that way. If you bred dogs for a long time and you have what I call a click, two dogs that you breed together, it's just like, man, they just produce. And I had a female that I did that with. Every time she was bred to this male, it was pure fire. And then I had her sister, and I thought, man, I'm going to do this too. And it produced okay, but it wasn't the same. And this is the same male. Matter of fact, the male that's on my shirt bred to two sisters. One sister, it was epic. Like every time they were bred, it was just a higher level of quality. And then the other sister, they were good dogs, but they weren't the same. So it's the same with these dogs. Something happened, to create Bearzilla and the early pit monsters that had more muscle, crazy muscle on the head. I mean, I can't think of a breed that has the muscle on the skull and the cheeks like this breed. So it's got to be them doing something different, and as much as, different breeders have been around forever, it seems like all breeds want to fall into the same pattern, same formula, same thing. Immediately they want to just say, no crossing. This is a purebred dog and blah, blah, blah. When, if you study history, the quality breeds, the high quality dogs are not developed in 10, 20 years. And they're not developed from one dog just bred to like a handful of females. And if you did do that, there are breeds where they did that, like the Doberman. They got all kinds of genetic problems down the road. What is amazing with these dogs is there's not one individual that's like, Klaus, that's it. He's the end all. There's Klaus, there's Shake, there's all these Mandibula, Viron. I mean,
okay, now you touched, sorry to interrupt you, but I think that the main topic, the main theme that we're talking about is what makes the philosophy of this breed so different. And you just touched something very important that is kind of what I understand as the answer to this question. Of course, we're going to extend the topic a little bit because we want to try to talk as every aspect of what we're talking about. But you just mentioned something: Klaus, Mandibula, Big John, Vitello, Puma, Tractor, all these studs that are they're different. They still have differences as individuals of the same breed, but what makes them special and what makes them attractive, which is usually what we define, what's defining the breed type: the excessive muscles, the tighter skin, the bigger head, the big apple cheeks, the temporal muscles, what resembles that the eyes are supposed to be a little closer together, but we know that it could be more of an optic vision. So Vito, when you're talking about this, and this is why we want to bring this topic to the table so we can all discuss about it, is what makes this breed so special? What is it? What is it that everybody's looking at it? Why are people paying such high amount of money to import these dogs all over the world? The most expensive dogs of the last decade were not the Frenchies, were not the exotic bulls, were not the Merle, fluffy, were the Brazilian bulls. Sold, some of them as American Bully, but because there was not a registration that would accept them as what they were here, but they were Brazilian bulls. They were sold from, Shake was sold from Brazil as a pit monster and then sold to China as a American Bully. But then the Chinese that bought Shake for 300,000, he went back to Brazil and he bought another 10 dogs, Brazilian bulls. You know what I mean? That's what everybody's looking for. So what determines a breed success, in my opinion, is the public, is whoever is buying, is the community, is the taste of the community. And I believe that everybody loves this type of dogs, or most people love this type of dogs. And if you don't love this type of dogs and you get in touch with them, you get to know one, you end up loving it, because not only they are massive and they're, extreme, they're also very loving. Most of them are very loving, and they're very sweet. It's almost like an extreme contrast of what they look to what they are, to their hearts and to their minds. So I just wanted to touch that a little bit. So because I wanted to give the audience another perspective of everything that you're saying. Actually, not another perspective, but an example of everything that you're saying. Because all of these individuals that you just said, they are different between each other. The breed is still new. We don't have a very consistent look because we are so new, but we already have such a consistent look compared to other breeds and being so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's all the things you listed, the muscle, but it's also like crazy proportions, like Shake is 24 inches, 150. He is just a thick monster dog. All of them are thick. Like, look at Big John. I don't know how much he weighs, but I've put my hands on him. He's thick, crazy thick, and he's tight, and he has muscle. There's, if you want this kind of a dog that's like a monster, I mean, where could you go get it? There's nothing. XLs might be close, but they're a little different. They're not quite as tight muscled. They don't have the head muscle. They're just a little different. It's people say they click more on the Mastiff. I think sometimes it's a Mastiff or even the English Bulldog. But
I think English Bulldog, because if you look at the pockets, the standard, the XL, we're talking like the standard of the XL. They are supposed to be a pocket or a standard in a larger version, a bigger proportion. And if you look at the traits of the standard, if you look at the standard of a standard class American Bully, you see a shorter muzzle, much shorter than we see in the XLs right now. But the tendency is to shorten them up, a shorter neck, but we also see a shorter back. The Brazilian bulls are not supposed to have shorter backs, by the way. Because a lot of people saw my Brazilian bulls and said, whoa, he's got a long back. Well, that's what they are supposed to have. And did you know that they are actually healthier and they move better when they have a longer back? Sorry, Vito, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted
that's fine. I think that, when I look at pockets, I see all kinds of stuff, but there's certain pockets that are like crazy tight muscle. When they get up on their back legs, you can see, like we just saw with Viron, the mandibulus son. But I don't see that all the time. But that is very unique. It's a very different look. And like I said, there's just not a lot of dogs that size that have it. And whatever the Brazilians have done, They haven't produced one. I mean, they've produced a lot. There's a lot of dogs we haven't mentioned in Brazil and in the United States that are that Bearzilla type, freaky, tight muscled, crazy proportionate dog. And, whether we like it or not, most people, especially if they're spending a lot of money, they're doing it because it's kind of an exclusive thing. It's not common. And it's worth it because you just can't go down the road and find a dog. You're not going to buy a UKC pit bull that has the type, the freaky things that these dogs have. And once you get into it, you get the bonus of they are sweet, just sweet, easy. I haven't encountered a shitty one yet as far as temperament or that's a problem. So like this, you can see this dog. You can't see the whole dog, but he's just a couple cranks more muscle. And then you get into Shake and Vitello, and all these big dogs. It's just there's not a lot of dogs out there with that proportion that aren't fat Mastiff-y type soft dogs.
This dog is called Argus. He's from Spartacus Kennels, and he's from a friend of mine, Alex. Alex has been breeding these dogs for more than 20 years. He started this breed. He's not as active as anymore, but I'm in a group chat with him, and he's the owner of this dog. This dog is one of the most winning and prized dogs in Brazil, Argus. Oh, we have I'm going to leave the link here for you guys to look at. This is the IBC official pedigree post, the standard webpage. I don't know if the link is going to be clickable, but it's here, ibcdogs.com.br. And then you go to breeds, and here you can see. Do you want me to read it a little bit, Vito?
Sure.
About the standard? I hate reading. My reading is terrible.
My bifocals aren't strong enough to see that small.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't see that either.
General description, okay? The ideal pit monster or Brazilian bull is a loyal and lovable dog, as the name suggests. They are large bone dogs, denoting great strength, with a large and powerful head, robust and extremely muscular body. The pit monster, well, they haven't updated here yet, but the Brazilian bull must have one of the most imposing physiques among the canine breeds, combining size, endurance, and strength. Aggressive behavior towards human is it's not a characteristic of the breed, and extremely undesirable. So that's one of the things that we praise the most, is the temperament. They must have an extremely strong and vigorous constitution, hypertrophied. Is that how you say that word, guys? Hypertrophied. How do you say that word? And very well-defined musculature with a big, powerful head, broad and heavy bones. The head is large and broad and is a key element of the breed's type, giving an impression of great power. So yes, they say that it's supposed to have one of the biggest head proportion of all breeds. Okay. Thank you, Lauren, for sharing on Facebook. The eyes are of medium size, round or almond shape, set wide apart, showing a strong expression of piercing gaze. Any color is acceptable. However, different eyes should be considered non-preferred. It is not a flaw, but it's non-preferred. Deformed, bulging, crossed, and asymmetrical eyes are considered a serious fault. I wonder if this is the pedigree, if I'm in the wrong, if I'm in the, is the most updated version of the standard, because I have that written standard. It has more information. But anyways, this is it. We have it here. And we also have ABKC standard. Let's look at the ABKC standard because they basically just use the. Do you want to make any comments, Vito?
My biggest thing is it's like I said, I've never, this is a new breed, and I look at the pedigrees and try to figure out what happened, how this happened. And like I said, they used outcrosses. They allow these 4 breeds, and they do line breed, and they do. I can see when when there's a click, when something works, they line up that. Bearzilla, he worked. So they bred him every which way but loose. I saw they've inbred him, line bred him. They line bred him on dogs in his pedigree. And then his daughter got bred to New Iron, which is an American Bulldog, Sunshine Bulls, New Iron.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was a click. I don't know if they did that several times, but if they didn't, they had a huge litter. And those dogs bred back into the Pit Monster blood, the Bearzilla line bred dogs. And then then you got Klaus, what the hell did they do? Because he doesn't have Bearzilla. He doesn't have New Iron. He doesn't have American Bulldog, but he's got, I guess, some of the Thompson UKC pit bull stuff and other unknown pit bulls. I don't know, how they're bred. And then it's supposed to be Cash Pot son, a Dax grandson or something that got sent. I think there was 2 of them. So it's pretty interesting because, like I said, there's just not a lot of, I've heard people online say, yeah, the Brazilians are what the XL should be and all that. I mean, everybody has their style. I imagine there's people that just like that, the regular current XL. There's a lot of nice XLs, but specifically with this breed, it's all those little things we talked about. And the thing that's interesting to me is, like I said, it's unprecedented to breed that way. I mean, people do outcrosses and people do, but and there's a track record. You can see pictures, there's picture pedigrees. You can see these dogs, they're getting consistency, not consistency like, English Pointer at Westminster, but consistency in that, I mean, if they can produce, if you can produce this many nice big males and females too that have crazy muscle, it's kind of amazing. So it makes me want to stop and think, what are they doing that caused this, that made this dog? It's kind of out of the box thinking. They blazed a new trail. They didn't repeat what other people are doing. And I just think it's part of it too, is that the honesty, when you're breeding these dogs, you can go through and see how much American Bulldog's in there, how much, because it's all disclosed. You can tell a lot more about what's going on, whereas a lot of breeds that it has to be kept secret, people sneak it in. They're not being honest about it, and I think that can set a person back big time.
Is there Vito, is there a breeding, I don't know if a breeding program is the right word. Can any kennel in Brazil breed at any time, or is there stipulations on who can breed and who they can breed to, or is it just can anybody breed their dogs? The Brazilian bulls, pit monsters, can they breed at any time with any dogs?
As long as
we started with the German Shepherds, and it was my understanding that not anybody and everybody in Germany could breed. There had to be a breed survey, from a judge in order for you to be able to breed your dogs. You know what I mean? You couldn't. I'm not going to say there's backyard breeders. But in Germany, from my understanding, only certain people with a good breed survey could breed their dogs. In Brazil, is there anything like that, or is it just can any kennel breed what they have?
I don't. I think that I think they approve of the breeding, but as long as it's one of those four breeds,
Mhm.
I think that you can do it. From my understanding, as long as you have a Brazilian bull and you're outcrossing it, then uh, they will show that that's an F1, and that
If
way people can
I'm
look at
sorry,
it if they want to mess with an F1 or if they don't.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, just observation. It has to be from one of the individuals have to be from Brazil, especially, you know, another thing is, Vito, you're in the American Bulldogs for many years, and maybe I don't know if you're gonna agree with me or not, but I had this conversation with Bia, the breeder of New Iron, this dog here, and Sunshine Bulls Iron too. You see, she breeds very bigger, much bigger. Like they selected for many years some dogs. Their vision was to make these big bully type of American bulldogs, a little different than the ones that you breed. Yours are more functional and working dogs. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I started with more of the Johnson Extreme dogs 30 years ago, and I changed slowly, and I developed my own line that's pretty unique to that. But
Mm-hmm.
I got big dogs. I got two dogs that are close to like 130 on my yard now, and I just never. Actually, I pursued the muscle, and I pursued the functional breathing. So that took precedence over size and looks for me
Because
the last 15 years. So it's
we don't have we don't have in the Brazilian bull an American bulldog that is not a sunshine bull. That's what I mean. I would like to see what's going to happen when we choose, you know, IBC will only approve dogs that are from the Brazilian gene pool, or at least 50% from the Brazilian gene pool to be considered Brazilian bull, because it's all part of the whole essence of the breed, the nationality of the individuals, you know. Like I said, I only see sunshine American bulldogs in the Brazilian, in the formation of the Brazilian bulls. The question is, if we use an American bulldog that is not a sunshine bulldog line to a Brazilian bull, are we going to get the same results that they got? We don't know because it has never been used. What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll have the same results. I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. You could, breeding dogs, a lot of times people think it's a recipe, put this to this and then you're going to get that. But it's, like by example of I had my dog BMJ bred to this female Monella, 15, 16, 18 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was. It was a huge click. Like the dogs that came out of that first breeding had a huge impact on the breed, and they were just super, super high caliber. And then I bred him to same male to that dog's sister, and they were good dogs, but they weren't the same. They weren't the same. So even when you're dealing with the same genetics, two sisters bred to the same male,
Right.
things don't click the same. So and when you do an F1 breeding, like I created a breed called the Alu Bull. It was an alternative bulldog. I got tired of their little dogs and kind of gave up a few years ago. But I've done crosses, F1 crosses, and all kinds of stuff. And the F1 cross it's not always the most rewarding thing because you got two universe of genes. It's a 50-50, and you don't know if it's going to take more after one side, more after the other side, or all the garbage on both sides may come out. It's like that movie Twins, you might get Danny DeVito, you might get Arnold Schwarzenegger, you might get something in between. The power I see of an F1 is the next breeding, because when you get three quarter the same gene pool, and 25% outcross, you're probably not going to pull. You're not going to pull all your traits off that 25%. You're going to get in on the other ones. And what happens is it tosses the genes up and they land a little different. So you get that vigor, but it's not a pure, 50-50 cross. Those F1s, I've told you guys, I want to do it, but I'm not going to bank on it producing the greatest, perfect dog because it's an F1 cross.
So let me give you let me illustrate the example that what you're talking about. We have here a great example of the Brazilian Bulls formation. These dogs, this is an F1 Huracan Kadesh. He's a product from, a result of the breeding from Sunshine Bull New Iron, which is an American Bulldog, to a Brazilian Bull called Florzilla. And Huracan Kadesh was one of
Berzilla's daughter.
Yes, Berzilla's daughter, correct. And Huracan is actually the one son of 3 that are very important to the Brazilian Bull breed. And you're saying that the next generation is the special one, right? And look who we got here.
That's where you're going to get your consistency. Not only that, now, then he has on the bottom Badass. His grandfather's Badass.
We have Badass here.
And Badass is no Sunshine Bull New Iron, but it's the same ingredients that made up Bearzilla, bred just a little different.
He's good.
He's Bearzilla's son, bred to some ingredients that are behind Bearzilla.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the great thing about the Brazilian Bulls. You know what you're getting. Every breed is started somewhere. And at one point, we're going to have to close the stud books, of course. But right now, we're still very young and we are still getting this consistency. And if we keep opening to other breeds that are not what they were meant to be in the beginning, we're going to start losing these traits, and this is why I am more and more devoted to this breed and to this breed only, because I want to start closing my breedings in the Brazilian Bulls and not be opening. So, because I don't want to lose the best traits that Brazilian Bulls have. And I have been doing some Brazilian Bulls, American Bully genetical breeding, of course, because the registry offered me the opportunity to do it because there was no Brazilian Bull at the time. So all of my Brazilian Bull dogs were registered as American Bullies. And a few dogs in America were. But genetically speaking, every time I bred my Brazilian Bulls to a dog that came from the American Bully side, I lost a little bit of everything that I was looking for. Instead of enhancing and making a better dog, I made a more mediocre dog compared to what I would have done if they were Brazil to Brazil. You know what I mean? Or if they were just American to American. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but I think that the right way to go for this breed is to keep it pure. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. And my dream come true would be to be able to revert all my dogs to Brazilian Bull, but I don't know if that's ever going to be possible, but who knows? Maybe that one day we're going to get there because, at the end of the day, Shake, Klaus Tractor, Puma, they are Bucanas, they are Brazilian Bulls. They were just registered, accommodated in the Excels because nobody even knew what they were. We didn't really know, what they were when they came here. So I'm thankful for those 2 years that we were very welcomed by ABKC. I'm sure that a lot of these dogs that are out here that were the result of these breedings are amazing. A lot of my clients did amazing things with these dogs, but if I could bring them back to a Brazilian Bull today, I would revert them all to Brazilian Bull because I want this breed to be at its purest and maintaining these qualities, Vito.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of work to do, but I just studying what has been done to create what we have today. It's very interesting. This isn't typical. Uh, I mean, there's not a lot of study on people starting a brand new breed, but I can tell you, I haven't seen anybody else produce this. You know, I used to get people on that board wanting to argue and saying, "Oh, Brazilian dogs, but they're all American. They're all from America. All the ancestors are from America." I'm like, well, uh,
Oh, the ancestry from Excels are English.
yeah, we could say all pit bulls come from England. We could say all, bulldogs come from the UK. It doesn't matter. The thing is, if you got it all figured out, then let's see you produce a mandibula. Let's see you produce shake. If it's
Exactly.
easy, go out and
I-
do it.
It's the vision. It is the vision. I think it's the vision more than the gene pool.
Do you think that Brazilian bull breeders, kennels and breeders, do they have more of one common goal in mind when they're breeding? And you keep saying consistency, so I think I know the answer, but of course, like Vito said, the stud books are still open, so I think possibilities are there to change in one direction or the other. But and I kind of feel like the American bully breeders, I think they've changed, and not so much are breeding for the same common goal. I think they're breeding for what serves their purpose a little better than something else. So do you think that the Brazilian bull breeders, do they have one common goal in mind? And I think I know the answer because you keep saying consistency. You can tell a Brazilian bull when you see one. So I think I know the answer, but what do you think? I mean,
when I say consistency, I'm not really talking about like cookie cutter, perfect. They're all the same, exact same thing. I think that's a dangerous thing to try to do in a breed that's this young.
Mm-hmm.
I think, the ultimate way to breed dogs and breed anything is population genetics. If, it may sound cruel. This is how Mother Nature does it too. There's a lot of breedings, and then those puppies, you weed through them. You only breed the ones that carry the traits that you are looking for. And and working dogs, it was the task, the work that did it. And those are the healthiest, strongest dogs. In Mother Nature, it's, an ultimate test. Can you survive? Nobody's going to, shoot you up with antibiotics when the porcupine smashes your face with needles. And
what do they say? Only the strong survive.
Only the smart or the strong or the cooperative survive, Yeah. And that's an ultimate test. We don't have that. That kind of a test isn't going to produce beautiful Brazilian bulls, but we do have a gauntlet. I mean, and it's not exact, but everybody, nobody bought Shake for tons of money because he's common, and nobody bought him because he's got traits that are seen all over the place. He was unique, and he was so unique that he was worth dishing out money. I mean, if somebody could have bought him somewhere else easily, they would have. So, and I didn't get into this. The last thing I was going to do was get into another breed of dogs. And I talked to Oscar, like I wanted to get Nebula. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, she's nice.
But I don't have the room. I'm not set up. I'm set up for American Bulldogs. I live out in the boondocks. Everybody's got a giant yard. But it gets to be 95, 100 with crazy humidity here. And I just, I've got too much invested in these dogs to even taking a chance. I'm going to build them, their own little Brazilian bull universe. But right now, I'm bringing everybody inside. They're my house dogs. So If I had gotten Nebula, should have just been one more. That'd have been four dogs in my house, along with my American Bulldog. That she's always in my house too. So it would have gotten a little too hairy. But I would have bought her in a second.
Sorry, guys. I'll be right back, Samba family. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Vito, did you see how Boizinho, the father of Berzilla, was bred?
Yeah, I've tried to study that. You know, a lot of people look at it and like, oh my God, they're so inbred. But really, Berzilla wasn't that inbred. He was about 50. I think he's 25% of the gargoyle red princess and 25% of the little steroid. And then the other dogs, I don't know.
This is his sire's pedigree, Boizinho. He was very inbred. And I think that when we talk about what made it different, like I said before, what makes a breed, what determines the traits of a breed is the community, the communities, the breeders. The breeders is who define the traits that they want. And what define the traits that they want? Either the function or the business. Am I right?
Yeah, along with competition. You know, as a breeder, I want to produce a dog that makes Shake look like a Chihuahua. But am I going to do it? Probably not. I don't know how much crazier looking you're going to get than that dog in proportion. But everybody wants to produce that dog. You know what I mean? That these superstar males and females, and that's competition is in the end. I'm sure it's a competition in Brazil because I know when they first started doing these, people, you know, nobody knew what a pit monster was, and I'm sure they weren't selling for $100,000.
Everybody has fly problems.
You know, they were doing it out of passion.
I think I'm going to disagree with you in one thing, Vito. What I'm saying is who defines the traits are the breeders, what they want. The competition makes them better. I think that the competition makes the dogs better, elevates the bar, elevates the quality. But the real traits, like they were visioning a bigger and more muscular and more docile pit bull. That's why they're called pit monsters. The competition made them better individuals. Like, you know, the competition make them elevate the bars. But the real, like the traits were defined by the breeders. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I mean, it's easy to say if you were to sit down and say, I'm going to produce Bearzilla. I'm going to produce a dog that looks just like this. But we know from breeding, it doesn't work that way. Somebody produced him, and then he was the gauntlet. You know, Bearzilla was the benchmark that you had to meet. So the competition is, hey, if I don't produce a dog that has the traits of this new pit monster, the Bearzilla, guess what? Nobody wants my puppies. And that's the same thing that's going on now. Only now it's not just Bearzilla. There's dozens of freaky monster dogs. And I know. I mean, I've tried to breed freaky dog. When I first got into American Bulldogs, that was it. I line bred on a dog called Tyson that was 135 pounds and 25 inches and had I don't know how big his head was, but it was gigantic. There was a lot of, you know, dogs out there that people were trying to do, but it wasn't that easy to reproduce. And then, you know, and at that time, supposedly we had a closed stud book. There was a NKC, they had a thing called the 7/8 rule that you could outcross, but you couldn't register them until they got up to 7/8 American Bulldog. But I can tell you most people didn't do that because the minute you do anything like that, there was a stigma. The bully side, the Johnson side, those people wanted to breed more English Bulldog and Old English Bulldog or Bull Mastiff or Dog de Bordeaux or something like that, and to get the bullier look. And they all lied. They all did those crosses. They all lied. It's all, I don't know everywhere it's in the pedigrees, but I know of a lot of them, and it doesn't show up in the pedigree. And then on the other side, we have the standard type, which is more of the working type dog. Those guys were putting in game bred pit bull, bay dogs, breeds that run and sent out wild boar. And they were breeding purely for performance. And there was a guy that did a game bred pit bull crossed into his dogs, and it's in the pedigree. He did it part of the 7/8 rule, and it's probably been 25 years. And I can tell you, to this day, people are still talking shit about, oh, that's a cross. It's like, well, that's like 128th pit bull, so it's like one spec, and they're like, whereas I know for a fact the American Bulldog, it's not like a traditional 300-year-old or 200-year-old or 100-year-old breed. It didn't start out what people think is pure. The paperwork maybe was pure, but the truth is they were composite dogs that were pulled out of the woods. A lot of them didn't have pedigrees. A lot of people didn't know what they were. So, and that it happens, I hate to talk crap about American bullies, but anybody that thinks that breed has not been bred to anything else and they're just UKC pit bull Amstaffs, I got a bridge to sell you.
Mm-hmm.
Dax is not bred the way his papers say. There's no freaking way. He's got a lot of English Bulldog or something bully in him. The Hulk, I guarantee you, he had some Mastiffs in him, because you don't produce a 170-pound dog from a pit bull. Just no freaking way. And that is not going to happen with one cross. I guarantee you. I know a lot of band dog breeders, and they're not hiding it, and they're trying to breed a performance dog, and they've tried to use 50% pit bull and Neapolitan Mastiff or English Mastiff or Bull Mastiff or Tosa or all kinds, you name it. They've done every kind of thing. If they're 50% Mastiff, they'll lose size, and the terrier traits sometimes take over. And you may have had a 230-pound English Mastiff in there as a grandpa, but then all of a sudden you're producing 70-pound, 80-pound, 90-pound pit bull looking dogs. So,
you have to keep using it. You have to keep using it to keep it. But then when they start outcrossing, it just all goes away.
Yeah, genetics is about to cuss. The genetics,
yeah.
Mother Nature, she's a bitch. Like, genetics does not work the way you think it's going to work. I was guilty of it too when I was young and starting out. I knew everything. I know I can produce that. You just breed to the people don't know dogs like me, man. No, until it happens, shut up, because you don't know what you're doing. It's like I said, you can breed the same stud to 6 females, and they could all be cousins or half sisters, and I can tell you, you will be disappointed in the consistency.
Right.
And I've had people say, "Oh, my dog's bred real tight and he dominates." I've seen dogs that are outcrossed that are like, I see great grandkids that show their traits. So
Klaus.
the minute you try to figure this shit out and predict it, it's like somebody hands you a recipe for a pedigree, cross this, put 12% this, 25% that. They have no idea. They've never bred dogs because they don't know what they're saying. It doesn't work that way. That's why this breed is so freaking amazing. It's like, what the? Okay, so they got Sunshine Bull's New Iron. Okay, he's a freak. He's a monster. His cross to Bearzilla's daughter produced really nice dogs. But then you got other dogs that don't really have much of him in it, And some people think, oh, Klaus is 50% American Bulldog. No, he's only 12.5% American Bulldog. You know?
No, in the DNA,
Yeah,
he's 6.6% Bulldog, not even American Bulldog.
When you say Bulldog, what do you mean? American Bulldog?
English Bulldog.
You mean Shake or Klaus?
Klaus.
Oh, I meant to say Shake.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, okay. No, Klaus.
He did, but he meant, yeah. He did say
Okay.
Klaus, but he said
Klaus, I've studied the shit out of Klaus better. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I mean, I can't really tell too much because all the pit bulls that are in the background, I don't know. I don't really know what they are. I don't see a big pedigree behind them. But the weird thing is he's, a good percentage of pocket of cash.
Well, we
cash-
have here,
cash
we have in third generation El Catch. El Catch is a Chaves Bully Camp Cash Pot son, who is a Dex, Godline Dex son. So, and then on the other side, here too.
Early Gotti type stuff, Corrupt and all those shorter, thicker dogs. And I don't think there were pockets, but they were it's all that Michelin, Blue Line, and Gotti stuff.
So this is why Embark says that they only trace 3 generations, but I think they trace much more than that. I mean, it go, of course, dissolving the percentage, but that little 6% comes from the back.
It's just not 100% accurate. They used to say, oh yeah, if it after the 3rd or 4th generation that drops off, but no, you don't know because it's not an exact science. It's not. I imagine as the databases on certain breeds get bigger and bigger, it'll be more accurate, but it's not an exact science. I hear young people say, oh, my dogs are all 100% embarked. And I'm like, my dog's 100% pure because the embark says 100%. And I cringe when I hear that. I cringe because I hope somebody doesn't make a breeding decision based on the hokey breed profile of embark, because it's not exact science. And I told somebody once, and they're like, you're crazy. Like, I'd rather have the most perfect American Bulldog that comes back with a 25% embark that says he's a Chihuahua than a shitty dog that somebody says is 100% American Bulldog. I don't care about the embark. It's not an exact thing. But there's a lot of people that believe it's 100%. I tell them, well, hey, if they're 100% right, how can you do litter mates that have totally different breakdowns? I mean, if that's identifying the dogs and the percentage of a certain breed in your dogs, every puppy should have the same grandparents, the same uncles, the same great grandparents. It's all the same. So if there's a beagle in there, it should come out the same. Otherwise, they're like, oh no, that means that the one dog got more beagle traits and the other dog didn't get beagle traits. It's like, no, that is not true. And they specifically don't get into percentages because they're making a fortune. I mean, there's a lot of people, for years, you get a mixed breed dog and you're like, man, what is he? I'd love to know what he is. So people will pay for that. And the vets are getting a cut of it. So it's a huge business as far as that goes. And don't get me wrong, I just bought 10 freaking embarks. I embark my dogs, but I don't give a shit about what they say. The breed profile. I mean, I'm more interested in the different genetic diseases or traits that can, if they're a carrier of something. I just don't want to double up on carriers. And with my American Bulldogs, I'm about this close to eliminating. And we only have like IC and HUU, and those are the 2 things. And most of my dogs don't carry it. but I still have a couple that had some outcross blood I need to check. But
Yeah,
once I get to the point where nobody carries anything, then I can say, hey, my dogs are clear by parentage, by pedigree. So
right. Yeah, I think it's a good tool. You know, just like you said, it's you don't want to double up on any traits. I mean, of course, you on good traits, but you don't want to double up on bad traits. I think it's a good tool. I mean, but I wouldn't do a complete breeding just solely on what Embark says. So I agree with you 100%.
oh, I used to do, I first started out, I was big time into checking hips, and I did pen hips, and I used to do half the litter before they left, because you can do a pen hip at 4 months. And I was like crazy. I would keep dogs only in the top 10%, 20%. And, but, I didn't know any better. I didn't know what the true issues in the breed were. Hips aren't really the number one, probably not even the top 10, just because American Bulldogs have a high pain tolerance and they have a lot of muscle, and they usually can live with average laxity in hips most of their life without a problem. So it just depends. I have no idea what the issues are with this breed yet. So mine all breed pretty good, and I haven't officially checked hips on anybody yet.
Well, that's what we're doing. I mean, all the dogs that I brought in, I check their hips and heart and, some diseases that are common in Brazil. And I think that's what we have to continue doing on this offsprings, How do you like this breeding here, Vito?
I was going to say that's going to create some mutts, but I sure want some.
Yeah.
There's going to be pure mutts, huh, Vito?
Who wants these F3s, right? Are they
my-
F3s, Vito? Two F2s together should make an F2 or an F3?
I guess they're both F2s, so the puppies will be F2s, right?
Two F2s make an F2?
Yeah, F2 to F2 should make an F2. But I mean, this breeding is my Viagra. Because you got Badass. Badass is the father of Buchanus, and he's the grandfather of Mandibula. And if you look at the dogs that he's produced, that sucker's produced some very nice dogs. Badass has, and he was a nice dog himself. So that's that power of 5 breeding, where you do the grandfather, the mother's father is the sire's grandsire. So those pups will be 3/8 Badass. So, I mean, there's no guarantee of anything. You could look at these two and think, oh my God, they're the greatest. Doesn't mean they're going to produce, but if you can do anything to predict, and of a good producer in the pedigree, and you line up on that dog, I just think, and they're 50% the new iron cross, the new iron Flozilla cross. It's a good line breeding, and then Buchanus is the greatest bitch on earth, and Mandibula is the greatest male on earth. So it has to happen.
Yes.
It has to happen.
I'm going to put my name in the hat for one of those.
I think I want to breed him to Buchanus, and I am going to breed her to Buchanus' daughter with Shake, Mona Lisa.
Nice.
And Millie and Smoke Show.
And so,
Yes. Well, he's going to be working very soon.
either that or his son.
Yes, his son is going to be coming too. But
the good thing about his son is maybe he can be bred to any new females that come over. That way he can stay in Brazil. Just send his puppies.
Well, one thing that I want to tell you guys, like this kind of look, what we were talking about, the vision in Brazil, what made these dogs to look what they are now. Let's talk about the red dogs a little bit. These red dogs, I'm not a specialist to talk about these dogs because I wasn't there, and I'm not very familiar with them, but I know that this dog, for example, he
Little steroid, that
little
red lion,
steroid.
little steroid, and then this girl at the bottom is gargoyle Pitts Princess.
This one here, right? Princess, right
Those
here.
two together make up 50% of Bearzilla.
So she's very important in the breed formation. And a lot of breeders, when I started breeding these dogs, I remember that that's Princess here. Sorry.
Yeah,
This
the
is-
other one, that's her daughter, they called Princess also.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the big name behind all these red dogs. The
I
thing
think
is,
it's those I call those, I mean, I hope Red Lion people or Viet Shark people don't take offense, but they're basically some kind of bastardized Camelot blood. I don't know what the fuck he put in there. I don't know what Red Lion put in there to make these freaky, big, giant-headed, almost weird-looking dogs. Like they're, if you ever seen a Red Lion or a Viet Shark dog, they have giant heads, just crazy heads. And my buddy out there in Las Vegas, Jimmy with Gargoyle, his dogs have that muscle, but they're still, I don't know, the Brazilian dogs are still a little bit different. Almost, I don't know, I can't even describe it. Almost like that UKC show dog pit bull skeleton with double the muscle, especially on the head.
so this we were talking about here, we're talking about the first generation of pit monsters. They weren't called Brazilian bulls at the time. At this point, there were no bulldog insertions. One of the reasons that they started adding bulldog, and even though, Vito, you don't agree this with me a lot, but a lot of people there say so, it's because of their temperament. They wanted to bring their temperament down a little bit. And the bulldogs that were used, that's another issue. It's a key difference from just using any American bulldog. The ones that Beatrice selected during those years, they were bullier dogs. They were, muscular, big dogs, but they were also very good in temperament. She selected for temperament. So they ended up adding mass to these red dogs, but they were pretty spicy. We had some dogs in this bloodline that I am honestly I try to stay away from because they are spicy. We had problems with some of the red dogs in Brazil, and that's when they started adding not only the mass and the muscle, but also a little sweeter temperament and giving the blood shock, Vito, to break down the temperament of these red dogs, and it worked. Yeah. Bearzilla is already a super sweet dog. He was a gentleman. Badass is supposed to be very good too. So it worked,
Yeah. Now on paper, I know I've had people tell me, oh, Bearzilla, his pedigree's not right. He's got American Bulldog in there, but I don't know. I don't see it.
No, they say that this dog has this one here. They say, I'm not going to say anything here, but if you talk to any old school breeder in Brazil that lived this era, that visit the kennels, that met these dogs, they say that this dog had it, which is crazy because they didn't have to lie. But of course, not everybody's like, you never know. But the good thing is that IBC said, hey, you can do it. This is what it's allowed. We allow these breeds. We allow these, these proportions, and that's how we're going to do it. And I think that's the way to do, because every breed was mixed at one day, every breed was mixed at one day to become what they are now. And at one point, and it's so much better if you know what you have behind your pedigree, Mind you, Bearzilla just died and he's 12 years old. We're talking about 12 years old. 10 years old, 9 years old when this dog came along, and things were a little bit different there. And the reason that the extreme dogs of the newer generation of the Brazilian bulls started becoming even more popular is definitely because of the American Bulldog insertion, because they started becoming more extreme looking, you know. Here, if you take, and I have a great example, Shake is a great example of that, because you had King Wonka. King Wonka is the littermate brother of Chuck Norris. I helped Lucas Pitt buy this dog, and I chose Chuck, and he chose this one. I actually chose this one for him, and then the other boy was left, and I said, "Oh, I liked him." It was my first bully, but this was like a mediocre dog. He's not like a mediocre when it comes to extreme size. He's a correct dog, tall, but he had very narrow front. So Lucas thought, okay, what am I going to do to make this guy better? He bred to Tribala. Look at the shoulders on this girl. And that's who so King Wonka, American Bully, to Tribala gave us Bombastic. Bombastic is a very correct and bigger dog, but he still doesn't have the wow factor shoulder muscles that Lucas was looking for. So what did he do? I'm going to find the freakiest shoulder muscle dog female that I can to breed to Bombastic. And he found this female here, Becca. And Becca is a Talisman daughter. And who is Talisman? Huracan's, he's the Huracan's littermate brother. He is the brother of Mandibula's father and the brother of Tractor's father. So this is how well these F1s produced. Talisman produced Becca. Huracan produced Mandibula. Aslan produced Tractor. You know? So they were three brothers from this breeding here, Sunshine Bull, New Iron, and Florzilla. They had three brothers, Talisman, Aslan, and Huracan. Talisman produced Becca, Aslan produced Tractor, and Huracan produced Mandibula. So this was a phenomenal breeding here. And when he bred Bombastic, the narrow, a little narrower body, more correct and clean dog, to this freaky female. And this is when we see that females really matters, because that's who throws, a lot of their genes. Then we have Shake, the phenomenon. So he was very visionary,
So you had an F1 in Talisman bred back to this badass daughter who is heavy. Bearzilla bred back to that gargoyle and little steroid blood. So you can see the F1 bred back to the core blood, whammo, you get Becca. And then you got you got Shake's father is a result of he is an F1. And then that was all tied back in, because you got Talisman, you got Huracan. So you got multiple shots of Bearzilla blood and some New Iron. So it's just 25%. Sometimes at 25% out, it might not show up. But what it does is it tosses the genes up in the air, or as you Brazilians say, it shocks the blood. It shocks the genes. Sometimes when you outcross, that's what hybrid vigor is. You outcross, it throws up genes that have been suppressed. Because when you line breed or you have a family of dogs, things start matching up and certain traits get suppressed. They're still there somewhere, but they don't get expressed. They don't line up. But when you outcross, they explode. Yeah, I've seen it in American Bulldogs. That dog I said, Tyson, was a 135-pound dog, and that was a breeding they kept repeating, Gator to Doozy, because it produced these monster dogs, 120 to 140-pound, beautiful monster dogs. And that was an outcross. That was 25%, what they used to call painter standard dogs. They look like little white pit bulls. and the other 3/4 was Johnson. But you could go to Mr. Johnson's yard when Tyson was around. He didn't have any dogs as grandiose as Tyson. So, and you have a whole bunch of people in American Bulldogs that are like, I breed 100% Johnson, but 100% doesn't mean it's nothing. If you're not producing, the consistent freaky traits that you want, then 100% what? It's like old timers used to say, pit bull guys used to say, if God wanted dogs to have papers, they put little pockets on their chest. Papers are not going to produce a good dog. It's the genetics. It's the dogs. So that's a problem in all breeds. A lot of people buy dogs. They might have spent a lot of money on the dog or whatever. It's a Schutzhund titled dog for 6 generations or whatever the criteria is, or grand champions out the ass, and the dog's not that great, but they breed it because, hey man, this from, this breeding, it's got so many shots of a champion or whatever. And then it produces garbage. It can happen that way. You got to look at things deeper.
Vito, I made a mistake. I said that Aslan was the father of Tractor. I meant Audas Kadesh. But this is one of the brothers. So we have, I wish I could click on siblings here and it would give me, but it doesn't give me. So this is Aslan. And then you see Audas.
Aslan.
This is Audas. And then we have Aslan Kadesh. And I think the Tractor actually looks more like Aslan than Audas. Look here.
Tractor's mother is inbred.
Look at Aslan. He looks just like Tractor.
Mhm.
But that's
Tractor's. If you look, Tractor's mother is inbred on Aiken.
Yes, she's inbred on Aiken. So I think all that correction came from Aiken side,
I have this daughter, and she's super, super, super correct.
Here. You have who?
Ella is.
Oh yeah, Tractor's daughter. Yeah.
She's maybe not as extreme, I guess, bully type, but she can move. Like, she's structured well. She moves great. She's got that pit monster fur, short fur and muscle.
And she's going to pop even more. Well, I want to say to you, since we're here on this side of the storybooks of Brazil, so this is one segment of the Brazilian bulls that nobody knows about this, but I'm going to tell you here because I'm local. This segment of the Brazilian bulls were mainly in Rio de Janeiro, which is a state on the coast, on the west coast, on the east coast, about in the middle from north to south. They're about the middle, maybe a little lower to the south. So in Rio de Janeiro, everybody was breeding these pit monsters. Berzilla's breeder was in Rio. Sunshine Bulls was Rio. So they had a lot of local people breeding around that area. And in the meantime, in the south of Brazil, we had some people like the guy that I interviewed on my YouTube many years ago, like a couple of years ago, Star Red breeder. His name is
Lucas.
Rogelio. No, Rogelio.
Oh, okay.
Piloni. He's the breeder of Star Red. So in the meantime, when in Rio, we were having the Bearzilla, the Argus, from the one that we were talking about. Argus is a little more recent. In Curitiba, which is the south, somebody imported this female here, pregnant from, let me see. This is a very important stud that was owned by Rogerio Piloni, and he's a Cash Pot 2 son. So he was breeding the bigger pits to the pockets. He brought an imported female pregnant from Dax. And
I can see a lot of English in that dog. So short.
Oklahoma was one of his first dogs. If you watch that episode that I interviewed him, he talks a lot about Oklahoma. You know, very, very, very strong dog.
I went through that whole thing one day, reading all those the subtitles, and it was written real small. And I'm not real fast at reading. I'm kind of dyslexic, and I had to stop it constantly.
Well, in this Pitpedia, we don't have too much of information, but if you go to something called Game Dog, I think it's called Game Dog, there's more information on the Brazilian dogs. They have more database register there. This Pitpedia was made by Americans, and they don't have as much information. They try to get as much information as possible. Thank you for Lavon. Thank you, Lavon, from Cerberus. I know she did a lot of researching, and she inputted a lot of these dogs in here. I don't know if it's the case, but this is the father of Aiken, and he looks a lot like him. This is Aiken, R.I.P. He is the grandpa of Tractor, you know, owned by my good friend Lucas, and he just passed too. So we had some big losses last year and the year before. New Iron died last year. Berzilla died this year. Aiken died last year. And these dogs were like 10, 11 years old. So that shows the longevity of this breed, you know.
Yeah. Aiken is grandfather and great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a inbreeding here. Yes, Guy, I love talking about these dogs. I would love to bring someone to participate in this live one day that we can invite from Brazil. It would be a great option if we had somebody that spoke English, so they could explain a little better to you guys. I'm gonna do my research and see who is available to talk about the history of the pit monsters with more clarity, with more examples, with more illustration, because it is fascinating. It's a breed that has gained the heart of so many people all over the world, but this is why we were starting this topic. It's exactly to understand what made it so special. And I can say one thing, it is the vision, and it's the consistent breeding towards that vision. People they focused on the extreme look. They focused on, and nobody talks about this, but in Brazil, they always focus on the crazy face. The crazier the face, the more love it, you know. And the Camelots had crazy faces. So they always say that when you mix a Camelot blood dog or one of these red dogs, not necessarily Camelot, but the Thompsons that came from Camelot in Brazil, or even even some of them that I'm not going to remember now, but in Brazil they have some specific lines of dogs that came from the Camelots, and they have these very terrier looking dogs, like even that Cyborg. You remember Cyborg, Vito?
Yeah, I mentioned it to somebody. I'm like, that dog seems to have a weird head.
Yes, and they love that. And when you use Cyborg to a dog, there he is. Let me show you guys. When you breed Cyborg with his weird face to a dog with insertion of Bulldog, like, you get the best. Like, this was an amazing producer for the Brazilian Bulls, and most people would have given him away as a colt, you know, if you're here. So this dog is very, very important for the Brazilian Bull.
That Camelot blood is the dogs back then. What is it, Duke and Preacher, or I forget the other one. But I heard that guy talking about those dogs and saying, yeah, they were just scatterbred dogs from Florida, and he was kind of insinuating they didn't know what was in there, but he was saying they're 105 to 110 pound dogs. And there's just no such thing of pit bulls that get that big. In game dogs, maybe if you had one, it was but it would never produce that size. They produce 35 to 48 pound dogs. A giant game dog is 55 pounds, 60 pounds fat. So, I mean, there may have been some. So, those Camelot Duke and Chief is the other one. They probably either have American Bulldog or Dog de Bordeaux or something else big in there. You're just not going to get that from straight UKC pit bull or purple ribbon show dogs or even hog dogs or fighting dogs. You're just not going to get that out of a pit bull. So when people say American Bulldog in Bearzilla, there probably is. There's probably Dog de Bordeaux. I mean, that was a popular thing with the Camelot, Dagger, Chevy, and they were selected different. They were selected for weight pull or for hang time, or for actual work, and that's probably why the guys, the people in Brazil imported them. It was a big, rough and tumble pit bull. But whenever they did, something freaky happened, and I challenge. I don't think people are going to just cross dogs.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to mute you so you can cough if you need.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So you see, the thing is, they were looking for this type of look. That's really what started this passion for this breed, was the crazy look. More than anything, they wanted dogs with this terrier look, but with more pronounced muscles. And this is something that the Brazil still is looking for. They don't want the blocky, squared muzzles and short muzzles. They want a muzzle that's a little longer, that has, open nostrils, that has the lines. Remember, you guys, I told you last live or two about the lines, how important the lines on the dogs were for this breed. So this is a very old dog, and this is the look that they are still searching. But now, with the insertion of the American Bulldogs, they're getting these muscles more pronounced without losing the shape and the quality. This is why you might see, I don't know, everybody can, we cannot say that they don't hang papers over there. Okay. I can only say what I do. But I promise you one thing, if they do, it's not going to be with mastiff breeds to gain size or weight. Never. Especially because they don't have to. IBC allows 4 breeds to be part of the formation of the breed. And the guys there are just working harder and harder to breed better and better. So who define the traits is the community, is the breeders. And who select the quality, it is the competition. So, the more competition we have, the better dogs we have in the gene pool to work with. That's how we see it. I mean, and we are just benefiting from it, right? Because now we have these beautiful dogs to work with already. They did all the hard work, and now we're just making them even better.
I see a lot of the traits from, of course, she's 50-50 from Envy. I see a lot of the terrier traits, the muscle, the thinner muzzle. It's not the big blocky muzzle, but I see a lot of that trait, and I'm super excited. But but you're right. She comes from a lot of that lineage, and she's a little Spitfire for sure. She's
red.
She's red. She's all red. She's something. But I don't know. We'll see what we can cross her with to get that out. But yeah, she's.
That's okay. We like a little bit of temperament too. today, like I've had dogs that are very timid, and I've had dogs that are very sweet and calm, and I have some of them that are they have drive, but they are easy to work with.
I was going to say, I think that's going to help. Hopefully, when kind of in training in the show ring and stuff, you put her on a leash, you put her on a collar and a leash, and she perks up, and she's just all. It's like she likes to showboat. I like it. I just hope it doesn't go any further than that. But we'll see.
And I think that the temperament is important, but the acclimation to environment are very important since young dogs too.
For sure,
I wish I had more time to take all of my dogs out at a young age, just like Vito is doing with Flex. Flex got a best temperament ever because he takes him everywhere.
Yeah.
I bought Flex a $10 frickin' burger today at Freddy's. I don't know if you guys have Freddy's smash burgers there.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but it was a double cheeseburger or something or whatever. I took a bite of it. That was it. He ate the whole frickin' thing. And now I drive to a drive-through. I don't go to fast food that much, but I always go there for like an iced tea. And people see him and they're always like, "Oh, can you have a pup cup or a treat or whatever?" So, oh my God, anytime I pull up to a window now, he's like practically in my lap. And if people don't say anything to him, he looks at me like, "I don't like those people. They're fucked up."
It's like, do they not see me over here?
Yeah. He's funny because when I first saw him, I guess it's just some look or something. It's his personality too, I think, because I've had dogs for years, but I've only probably had so many, maybe a handful that I've made my like house dog and my constant companion. And he's just smart. He doesn't piss me off, but he also has the look that I love that some people say, "Oh, too much terrier look" or whatever. I like that. I like it. And then on top of that, he's got that super short fur and the crazy muscle. He's just a puppy. And
Who said too much terrier? People from the community? Or
some people, they may say, "Oh,"
or bulldog, American bulldog people.
Yeah, and I've heard different things. I understand people. Maybe he's not going to be, shake or something like that. But his temperament is what drives me crazy because he's just chill. He's smart. I've had him now. I can leave him with my girls, and I'm always checking on him because I don't leave him alone. But he's a sweet to him, but he's just cocky, like he's the pimp.
Yeah,
and those are his bitches.
He knows.
Yeah, I just love that. I had him with one of my American Bulldog females. It's high drive. Like I don't leave him alone. She wouldn't try to hurt him, but she would run him over, not even thinking about it. And she's dominant. She's a dominant working type dog. And I was just cracking up because he would just hump her. He was humping on her. I'm like, my man. I like a stud. I like a stud that knows how to breed a female. I may be the only person that's going to breed these dogs natural maybe someday. That's one of my goals. I want to have a male. I wouldn't leave him in the heat with a female or anything, but I'd like to be able to just put them together like natural dogs, let them tie.
It's going to be fun when we are all together with all these puppies that are now growing, Vito with Flex, you guys with Boogie. I have Cash Flow. We have, Ryan. What is the name of your new name for your boy? I forgot. You guys remember? Menace?
Dennis?
Menace?
Oh.
Yeah,
Menace. Yes. He was just.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to shows and we have them all together starting to compete, and we're gonna attack the shows very soon here. I can't wait to see the Brazilian
Samba
bull.
South. Samba South has a Monbrusos and Cafeína.
No, not yet. She has a tractor and Tetra.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear what I said? Not yet.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, you guys. Well, it's been 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's always so easy to spend time with you guys, my family, with you, my audience, our audience here with us every Thursday night. More and more people coming to our community, to the Samba Family Live. We would love to thank you once again for being part of this family. The family is not just made of 5 kennels, it's the whole community that supports us and that understands our vision. The Samba movement is growing, it is worldwide. We have a lot of things to look forward to. But most importantly, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm very tired today because I have been working a lot and sleeping very little. But I just wanted to say thank you to each one of you present here on this live tonight, listening to. I'm so honored, Vito, to have you part of the family. I mean, you are such an amazing, not only an amazing historian, an amazing dog man, but you're also an amazing friend. And I'm so honored to have you part of the family and be the daddy to some of my dogs. Thank you so much for the lessons that you gave us tonight. And go ahead.
My pleasure. I got to watch it because I talk too much sometimes, and I think I'm good at putting people to sleep. People like this old guy won't shut up. I'm proud. I'm just proud that I got the background. See my background I it in there?
Yes, you
And I
did.
got it aligned. I got it aligned just perfect. So I got my little mandibular right on my shoulder.
Yeah.
It only took me a week to figure out how to get that on my laptop, but it worked.
Vito, you're the funniest. Guys, I think Oscar is not coming back. So Ryan and Lauren, I think they're busy over there in the background. I just want to say thank you again for being here with us. Apologize for the delay. Tony and Didi, I love you guys. Thank you for coming back here and brightening up our night. And I wish Lauren is there, but I think she's busy with the puppies. And I can't wait to see you guys again. Who is going to the Arkansas show? Are we going? Not yet. We don't know yet, right?
No, we don't know yet. Hopefully, we got one more day.
Yeah, we got one more day, so we'll decide. If not, we'll probably be seeing each other in the next show. I have a big family event. I have a lot of Brazilian people coming from Brazil for my daughter's grad, and I'm excited, but I'm also very tired because it's a lot of work.
Both, a little bit of both. Excited, but it's like
yes, and I'm also having some work aside of the dogs. I have some other businesses that are keeping me busy, but I'm excited for the next week's live. If you guys want to send us some topics that you want to hear us talking about, that would really help. And thank you for being with us. Lauren is back. Do you want to say something, Mama? Sorry, you were so quiet today. We talked mostly.
No. I think that y'all did a fantastic job. There just wasn't much for anybody else to really input in all of that. That's kind of Vito's niche, for lack of better words, you know? He knows all of that stuff, and we're very, very, very blessed to have him on our team to help educate everybody else, because that's the point of all of this.
And that's what I was just saying. We are so proud and honored to have Vito here with us. Hey, Ish, thank you for being here. Sorry that we didn't say hi before. And everybody else that's been here participating on the chat. I'm sorry if I didn't read everybody's messages today. But just to say thank you, and we'll see you again. Should we listen to some Samba song? Last time we didn't do it. I think I can today. Before we close.
Well, thank you, everybody, and good night. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Same time,
Bye.
same place.
Same place.
Oh, quit pinching that dog.
They like it.
Freaking flies are just.
You came into my world like a sunrise glow. Quiet strength, soft spirit, a soul I gotta know. Didn't plan on the bond that grew so deep, but you walked beside me, a promise I keep. From Brazil to my path, you crossed every mile, and every memory still makes me smile. She, a legend with a heart so strong, a gentle giant where I belong. You brought a light I didn't foresee, a loyal spirit that stayed with me. You learned my voice, you understood my calm, and I held your journey safe like a song. More than a champion, more than a star, you taught me love without ever going far. You gave me peace in ways no words can say, a quiet comfort that never fades away. She, a legend with a heart so strong, a gentle giant where I belong. You brought a light I didn't foresee, a loyal spirit that stayed with me. And if the winds carry you far from my view, your echo stays warm in everything I do. No distance can dim what you placed in my soul. Some bonds don't break, they just make us whole. She, forever a legend in every part, a timeless presence woven in my heart, a rare kind of love, steady and bright, a gentle spirit, a guiding light.
I made this one for him.
I like that.
Beautiful.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.